welcome to my channel. Today's video, I'm not going to show you how to create a card. I'm going to show you the cards that I made over the past year and sent out. Due to the pandemic, I haven't been making card videos. My last video I uploaded was almost a year ago, but I have uploaded several videos showing the different cards that I have made broken down into different subjects. This card video is going to be featuring the birthday cards that I made during the year, but since there's so many, I'm breaking it up into two videos, and this is the first one. I'm showing you my prototypes, which I keep in these plastic sleeves to protect them. You can get those at Amazon for not that much money at all. Comes in a pack of 100. And because they're my prototypes, there's sometimes a little mistake or two on it, but the final card that went out didn't have any mistakes. At the end of the video, I'm going to show you up-close versions of these pictures so that you can see what the card really looked like closer. Okay, the first card. This is a birthday card that I made for my granddaughter, Yvonne. And it features a designer series paper which has these cute little mermaids on it and seahorses. And it says, "You are mermazing." And inside it says, "Sending you oceans of love." I colored this with Stampin' Blends by Stampin' Up. The next card was a card that I made for my grandson's birthday, Lucas. Lucas and Yvonne's birthday are a day apart, so I made both of them together. And again, it features a designer series paper, but this time it has dragons and a knight in shining armor. And it says, "I'd slay a dragon for you." And inside, "You make my life magical." And again, I colored it with the Stampin' Blends. The next card, I cut down a 12 by 12 sheet of paper to make the background and offset some solid colored cardstock with some white cardstock and stamped a sentiment. It says, "You're in my thoughts, you're in my heart. Happy birthday." Inside it says, "When my mind wanders, I usually find it somewhere thinking of you." And this is a card that I made which was trying to be a more neutral, so I could send it to guys as well as girls. And I used card strips here. At the end of 8.5 by 11 paper, when you're cutting your card fronts for your A2 size, you always end up with a strip of paper about 1/2 to 3/4 inches wide. So I took some of these strips and created this pattern on the front to make a nice card. And there's a little smudge there. Don't see that. And inside it says, "Another sensational year of you." And this is from the Stampin' Up! Lovely as a Tree stamp set. This is a birthday card I made for my daughter, Joanna. She likes panda bears. And this again is using up strips of paper from a 12 by 12 Stampin' Up! Designer Series paper. And it says, "Oh, hello." Features a little panda family on the front and a little panda guy on the inside. And there's plenty of room to write a message. And this is another masculine birthday card that I made. It features designer paper here, which I attached to a piece of cardstock, and I stamped this bicycle on the front, and it says, "Hello, dear friend." On the inside again, the bicycle, plenty of room to write a message. And this is another layout of the same card. Oh, I didn't mention, this is when you cut down the A2 size card front, you always end up with a strip 2 inches by 12, and this is what me using this 2-inch strip to make a new card, so nothing goes to waste. And this is another birthday card that I made. I took solid brown paper and Stampin' Up! Hardwood stamp, and stamped it and made my own background paper here. I cut out this little monkey guy. I don't have a die for it, but I used my scan and cut machine to cut him out and stacked them. I cut several of them and stacked them on top of each other so that they had some dimension to be able to withstand being on the front of the card and not be floppy. And it says, "It's your special day." And there wasn't any message on the inside. And I colored it with the Stampin' Blends. And here's another version. And this one, again, I was using up strips to create the background. I added some shiny washi tape. And this is a punch which makes a little cupcake. It tied in great with the cupcake that he's holding. And it says, "Let's celebrate you." And on the inside, it says, "I'm glad it's your birthday, so I can tell you how wonderful you are." That card looks difficult, but was really very easy. And here's another card where I'm using the 2-inch strip from 12 by 12 paper. Here's a strip here and a strip here. And I punched a Stampin' Up! Flower here and colored it with my Stampin' Blends. And I sparkled up the center a little bit, but you can't really see it on the video, but it's really sparkly in the center. On the inside it says, "Wishing you every happiness this special day will bring." Now this card, I decided that I am probably never going to use this die punch again because it was really tricky. Martine showed me how it's possible to take a die cut and use the die itself, the physical die, to make a shadow image for the die, and that came out beautifully, but it was a little difficult to get this die out of the die cut because it's so small. So I don't think I'll make that one again. I created this background paper using repeating medallions and mandalas on plain white paper. It's very easy to make your own designer paper with small stamps using whatever you have. And there are videos on my channel showing how to do that. And I messed this up with my fingers. That's why this was in the prototype pile. Inky fingers. You have to watch for that. And here is another card which is good for a neutral man or a woman. And it features a 12 by 12 paper that I cut down to 3 inches by 4 inches so there will be no paper waste. And I stamped a flower here and here, but because it fits in with the flower motif of the paper, it still didn't seem very feminine, and I thought it would be okay for a guy's card. It says, "Have a wonderful birthday." And inside I stamped the flower again. We card makers tend to struggle with cards that we can create for guys, but this was a good design, I felt. And here is another masculine card. This featured designer series paper. This looks like strips, but it isn't. The paper was this way. It was really nice, and it came in multiple colors. This background paper I made myself by stamping a background stamp on white paper in a light brown and then distressing the edges around it. And inside it says, "Wishing you every happiness this special day will bring." Next, I have this peacock, this 2-step peacock from Stampin' Up. I missed the line up a little bit here, but you get the idea what it looked like. Again, the 2-inch strip from the 12 by 12 paper, designer series paper here. Added a little bow and a ribbon going across, and it says "Birthday Wishes." And the inside, "It's your special day. Today is all about you." So this is probably not as good an idea for a masculine card unless the guy is into peacocks. And this is a birthday card that I made for my mom. She likes blue. And this is the same designer series paper from this card, cut down in the A2 size. And a die cut with a shadow that says happy birthday. I lost the little tittle, which is what you call the dot over the I and the J. So I used some Nuvo Drops black to create one with that. And it has the same message on the inside. Now this one's a good masculine card, even though it features a flower. This is a Stampin' Up! Boko stamp set. You can't really see it very well on the video, but it is a starry night in a bokeh effect, and it features a dandelion, and I added some ribbon with a little bow. It's a ribbon on it, but it's still not a girly card. And inside, here's my little mouse from an earlier video, my Happy Mail. It says, "You're dandy." And finally, I have this card featuring a Stampin' Up! Stamp and die. And this is Stampin' Up! Designer paper. And the boo-boo on this one is that the cakes are going the wrong direction. But I still, I think it's a very pretty card. And I've stamped it, "Happy Birthday to You." I've colored this in with Stampin' Blend markers and then die cut it out. I didn't multiple die cut this one out. I just put it onto the foam tape and popped it up. Because it was so large, I thought it would be sturdy enough without multiple dyeing it. And inside I just stamped 2 flowers and said "Celebrate." So that's the first half of the birthday cards. Please stay tuned for the other half of the birthday cards. And as I mentioned, I will have close-up pictures of all these cards that I've shown you after this video. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. Wear your mask. Take care.